Not to be confused with a group attribute, which is a type of attribute, attribute groups are the sections in the node, connection, section, or job panel that categorize attributes. You'll come across attribute groups in the model editor when you're creating or editing an attribute. It's the third or fourth bullet point in the attribute creation process and when editing the attribute. In either case, you'll be able to designate the attribute to an existing attribute group from the dropdown. At the bottom of the dropdown is an Edit Attribute Groups button that, when clicked, will show a list of existing attribute groups and a blue plus button to create a new attribute group. The 6 dots are a handle that allow you to move the attribute groups to reorder them. The trash can icon allows you to delete an attribute group. For example, let's say we want to group the node type, skid, done, field completed, time bucket, and vantage point attributes into their own section in the node panel. We'll first open the model editor, find the node type attribute, and then under the attribute group field, I'll click Edit Attribute Groups. Here, I'll create the attribute group and call it Details. Then I'll select it from the dropdown and save. For the rest of the attributes that I want to include in this attribute group, I'll find them in the Attributes section of the model editor and select Details from the attribute group dropdown, saving each time before moving on to the next attribute. If we go back to our job in the Maps page and click on a node, there's now a Details section in the node panel with all the attributes that we added to the Details attribute group. Like attribute groups, you'll encounter the attribute priority when editing or creating a new attribute. The attribute sort priority is a number assigned to the attribute that determines its order relative to the other attributes in the same attribute group or same section in the side panel. The lower the number, the higher on the list within that section the attribute will appear. Likewise, the greater the number, the lower on the list within that section the attribute will appear. You can use negative numbers and decimals to make as complex of an ordering system as you would like to create. If 2 or more attributes have the same sort priority, they will be listed alphabetically. For example, under the Attributes section of the node info, where attributes with an unspecified attribute group go, the node type attribute has a sort priority of 9. If I create a new attribute, my new attribute, yes, very creative, I can give it an 8 so that it will show up above node type. If I want it to show up below the node type attribute, I can give it a value of 10. If I have an attribute that I want to be consistently at the top of its section, I can give it a sort priority of negative 999,999,999,999. Inversely, if I want an attribute to be at the bottom of its section, I can give it a sort priority of 999,999,999,999. Equipped with the knowledge of these lesser-known fields, feel confident to leverage them as you see fit. Having details like these for when you're creating or editing attributes is another way we aim to give you the power to tailor the software to your needs. Thanks for watching!